Raiders, Dolphins, Steelers, Panthers, Bills, Saints, Titans, Browns.
And I know. And when we look, to interject real quick, go ahead.
Okay. They're going to be 5-3.
Well,
if not better.
Well, right. And it's like you talk about 3-1, but even, let's say, just 6, 7, 8. If you
and then they get the Falcons.
You can't win, right. I mean, if I honestly feel like if you're going to make the postseason this year, you got to win 6, 7, 8, 9 and go 4-0 in that stretch. Right, Gresh?
Oh, yeah. If there is any thought of playoffs, you cannot lose Saints, Titans, Browns. Those should be automatic. And then after that, it's the Falcons, who are not great. And I wonder if old man Arthur Blank is sitting there on his yacht, when his Falcons are like 3-5 and saying, I should have hired the old dickhead, He's sitting there. Everybody rallied around and knew the coach that would tickle my fancy, but this guy Morris isn't getting it done, because Atlanta could be an 11-win team or a 7-win team. I think there's huge variance there with the Falcons.
I agree completely, and I think it depends a lot on the quarterback more so than the head coach. What do you think of Penix Jr.?
Waste of a pick for them. I mean, they had a guy who was functional enough in Cousins, but, they sacrificed to get there to be able to draft the kid. So now they're going to – and by the way, Arthur Blank, after all those people around there – all found a way to save their job. They then turned around and didn't kind of clue in the owner that maybe they were going to take a quarterback at number 8 overall after he had just handed, $60 million guaranteed or whatever it was for Kirk Cousins. So, I wonder about that Atlanta situation. And then just relative to the Patriots on the back half, the Buccaneers are going to be tough, if for anything, because you're going to Tampa and you're dealing with Baker Mayfield. So, I'm not feeling good about that Patriots-Bucs game. Right now, I feel really good about the Patriots beating up on the Jets. Then they get the Bengals, and then the wild card Giants. Like, to your point, Jay, on the Giants, who is the starting quarterback at that point in time?
Bingo.
Have things gone well enough for Russ to keep his job, or have they already gone to the kid? If they've gone to the kid, then that's a real mitigating factor. That's a real big factor in that game.
Totally agree. And in that game, if you're telling me week 13, if it's Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston, I love the Patriots. If it's Jackson Dart, I think it's a coin flip.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of with you on that. And then the Patriots host the Bills on December 14th. Of course, their bye comes in December, which doesn't help New England at all.
Patriot fans, that Week 15 game is going to – if the Patriots don't throw up all over themselves this season, that's going to be a very big game, I think, in Week 15, hopefully.
And then they're losing to the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl out of the AFC. And I've been very slow to come around on Lamar Jackson, but I think they finally kept a group together for 3 years around Lamar, including an offensive coordinator. This is year 3. And I think that's that's a real big factor, I think, for someone like Lamar Jackson. Then the Patriots get the Jets and the Dolphins. And they get the Dolphins coming up here on January 4th. And guess what it'll be? Cold. So I'm almost expecting a win in the last game of the regular season. So, hell, maybe I'm a little too bullish, but I've already got, 5 or 6 on the board already. And then look, what are the things that could derail this team? Clearly injuries. If the O-line is still leaky, or Drake Maye isn't that. And it's interesting, Jay, because the more people that I talk to, Mike Vrabel made a joke about, we got a lot of rats around here. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that talk up there. And it's now becoming, I'm now hearing from people, I hope he'll be okay. I hope he'll be good. I hope he'll turn into a leader. Because everybody sees the natural skills, but Jeff George could throw it a country mile. You couldn't win with that guy at quarterback. I'm not saying that that's what's going on necessarily with Drake Maye, but you know what I'm not hearing, Jay? I'm not hearing enough from people, that guy's an MFer. Oh, that guy will rip your heart out. Oh, that guy will steal your lunch money. He's deep down, there's a mean son of a bitch in there. Like, I really believe on the football field, one of the things that I now appreciate more about Tom Brady was that he wanted to rip your goozle pipe out.
Yep.
He just did it with a smile.
Well,
I don't know if Drake Maye has the I want to rip your goozle pipe out in him.
You've been saying this for 44 episodes or however many we've done.
Close,
and
yeah.
So you're consistent, and it's also, you have receipts from a long time ago with this. And I think it's a very good point, and I like it more now than maybe I did 40 episodes ago. But what I will say is I agree with you completely. And I'll also say, I'm not concerned about anything other than that, right? Like, I really do, right? When you first talked about him being an MFer, I was like, I think maybe he is, but I'm with you now. I'm not sure if he is, but the leadership, I'm not concerned one iota. The physical skills, staying as a quarterback and not running and running when he needs, I'm not worried about any of that. Like, I believe the leadership will come, but to your point, that I think might be what what takes him to the next level, or doesn't, if he can get in touch with that dark place.
Yeah, I agree. And Josh McDaniels will bring it out in you. And that's why let me pull back the curtain for a second. Okay. Last year, when I was working with Fourier in radio in Boston, we reached out to McDaniels because there were we had Dante Scarnecchia on, and one of our viral clips blew up on him and he unplugged coming on with us, right? It's just too much hassle. He gets out there, the Jets heard something that they didn't like and his kid worked there. But we had reached out to McDaniels, and his, I do believe, response was, no, I just kind of want to keep everything kosher with the Crafts right now. And that kind of made Christian and I go, wow, it's interesting for him to be protective of that relationship.
Right.
And we now find out that he's once again the offensive coordinator. So it is interesting with McDaniels. He made sure, don't jump in the media, stay quiet, protect yourself, protect your brand, which they did. And ultimately, he's right back through that door as the offensive coordinator here. And, whether it's Belichick, whether it's the past, whether it's Brady, whatever, we know this guy in that role is pretty elite. He's good at what he does in terms of calling. People will be like, I don't want him as my head coach. Yeah, but as his offensive coordinator, I think you take him, because people will be like, oh, what about the Rams? I'll be like, look at what he's done here. Shut up. Like, right. People, I think, look for the perfect coach. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's a guy who's never failed who I want to bring in here. And it's like, they all do, because everyone does in life, for God's sakes. But I think with McDaniels, he's going to know how to nurture this kid. And maybe at least initially, it's going to be Vrabel who's going to be the one to try to get him to that place. But McDaniels has the ability to do so as well.
I agree.
I think we're really blessed that he's the OC.
Couldn't agree more. And I do believe, there are certain guys just that are better staying in their lane, whether it's Steve Spagnuolo with the Chiefs, I think is a better coordinator than head coach McDaniels. Most certainly, I just don't think is that head coach, leader of men type guy. Who knows? Gerard Mayo maybe could have been a phenomenal defensive coordinator in this league had he never stepped foot in the head coaching bucket. Before we move on to baseball, Gresh, I know we didn't plan to do Super Bowl predictions. It's not like some crazy preview show.
Oh, I'm ready.
I bet you are. So I think we should both. I don't even know right now, but let's see who enters the Super Bowl and who emerges victorious. Go ahead.